tired, but here. So, um, so I had a TikTok account. I had it for a while, but I just never used it. And so it was basically like there, but not really. And I don't know what happened. I can't remember like what inspired me to start on it, but I know what inspired me to not start on it. It was the fact that China owns it, and military came out really hard against TikTok. Like, oh, it's a China-owned company and blah blah blah. I'm gonna tell you, most of the apps, on your cell phones are made in China. So if that is the threshold, you probably shouldn't have like any apps on your phone, because especially the AI apps, any of those apps that do anything like capturing facial recognition, it's gonna be China. I guess they're building a database of like faces. So I don't know. Oh, I need to change the oil. I don't know what the rationale behind that is. I don't know. But anyway, so I just started on TikTok, and so they have this thing where you have to have 50 followers to go live. And so I just made 50 followers like yesterday. And TikTok's live stream versus YouTube's live stream, I like the vibe of YouTube better. And that's why I'm here right now as opposed to TikTok. The vibe here is much more laid back. I'm a laid back dude. And anytime you have to like start like with excitement and energy and just constantly be at a certain level, I am probably I don't know, when I was younger I had like lots of energy. I mean, I'm still ADHD, but the ADHD, like the older you get, it becomes more of an attending problem. Thank you, Dash, for the thumbs up. Feel free to scroll. It's cool. The older you get, of an attending problem and less of an energy regulation problem. And so just like constantly just like engaging with people, that makes me tired. Like my battery drains really quickly. And most of the people that because I don't really know like who to follow on TikTok, and I don't know what to do on TikTok, but most of the people I do, it's just kind of like whatever's in front of my face. That's kind of what I gravitate towards. But if that makes sense. But I've recently started getting into like specific niches or niches, or however you want to say it, where, so the neurodivergence community, I have been a part of that community all my life and just really found out that I was a part of this community like 2 years ago. I didn't realize like you have neurodivergent children, you become a part of that community. I guess I wasn't really tracking that, but and I didn't also know that I was neurodivergent or considered neurodivergent until 2 years ago when I received my ADHD diagnosis. And then I went on TikTok. I found out that there's this deal where if you have ADHD, there's an increased possibility that you have autism as well. And autism is this thing where there's jokes on online about like the Air Force has a lot of people on the spectrum. I believe that. I legitimately believe that that is the case. Also the case. So the ASVAB, that's the it's a battery of tests basically. It's the test that all of the military's enlisted persons take. The Air Force typically has the higher levels. I think Navy might have the highest. I think, I don't know. I probably should look that up. But the Air Force has like more intelligent people. That's kind of known amongst the services. And maybe there's something to be said for intelligence and autism and that correlation. But I know, based on regulations, like people with a diagnosis of autism, I don't think they're supposed to be able to serve. But like, what if, hear me out, what if the military just started doing autism screening on their members to see like how many people actually had autism? Would they kick them out? Like, because they've been kind of like functioning. And like, anyway, I'm all over the place. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't eat breakfast. I ain't had no medication. I'm all over the place. But what if many of the challenges, it blew my mind, because like, what if many of the challenges that I've had, like relating to people, I've always been a person that had a small circle, a tight circle, just like 2 or 3 people in my circle. And I have like a particular humor. But like, what if, it blew my mind. I was thinking about it, like, what if all of this was kind of due to like neurodivergence? And I think it probably is attributed to my neurodivergence. Because, I don't know, sometimes like, I just don't connect with people. And the funny thing is, it's like, the people that I do connect with, a lot of times they are a part of the neurodivergent community. And it's so weird to me because like, people will kind of like randomly coalesce together. And yeah. I can look through like family trees and genetics, and I can see like, oh yeah, no, I don't know if they know that there's a genetic component to autism. I think they were trying to say like autism is this thing that's kind of like environmentally situated, but I don't think so, because just looking at my family tree, there's I know you about to get in front of me last minute. Go ahead. There's a significant portion of like the kids under us that are on the spectrum. And so for me, it was like, well, if there's a significant portion of kids under us that are on the spectrum, there's probably above my level that were on the spectrum. I could just remember my grandpa, and I know my grandpa, he ain't had no diagnosis, but I know my grandpa, thinking back, he was definitely on the spectrum. Definitely on the spectrum, for sure. No questions. My oldest son, he does this thing where I call it fact dumping, where he will just find something and he hones in on it, and it becomes like his thing, and he studies it. He will spend hours just pursuing knowledge about that particular topic, and then he will start to fact dump. Here's my thing. Thank you for your comment, Brooklyn, man. But like, I want you to ask yourself this: what in me motivated me to come and bother this person that wasn't bothering me? Ask yourself that. And then you should unpack that. Maybe you were bullied. Maybe somebody did that to you. Maybe that's how you grew up. Maybe that's how you were raised. But just so you know, maybe you didn't know, not everybody does that. And not everybody likes that. I don't like that. So, you got a goldfish forehead does not sound like a compliment. But, yeah, but you really should explore that. That's not a typical compliment. Maybe you in a different type of area. That's not a compliment. A compliment would have been something like, you have a beautiful forehead, or you have a prominent profile, or something like that. Like goldfish. I've never heard goldfish attached to a compliment, but whatever, do you, buddy? Anyway, back to the point at hand. My oldest son, he would just like accumulate all this information and then just fact dump. And okay, thank you. He would accumulate all this information and just, like, for hours. Like, if you will listen, he will continue to give you everything that he has learned about it. And then he'll ask you questions. And part of me feels bad because I made him feel bad about it. Like, man, names, like, stop, bro, stop. Okay, we get it. And so, like, after doing that a couple of times, I noticed what my son would start doing is he would start whispering. Like, he would start whispering to, like, he would get overstimulated. He's on spectrum. But, like, something would happen and he would get excited. And, like, he'd start jumping and, like, hopping and just doing pull-ups and stuff. And he would just start, like, whispering to himself. And what I found out is he was fact dumping. Like, he didn't stop fact dumping. Like, he still had this compulsion to fact dump. But because we told him it was an unacceptable thing, he just kept it to himself. And so that made me feel really bad when I thought about that. Like, wow, I shut my son down because, oh, shoot, my car is dying. Oh, shoot. Okay. It literally just died. Hold up.